flower. Got my man the beat down to the third power.
Welcome to episode 65. I am Sabray, aka Sweet Baby Bray, aka Make a Nigga Pay, aka Never Too Late to the Bag.
I'm Yada.
I'm Sean.
And this is
No
Disclaimers
Disclaimers
Podcast. And you are now tuned into the best show in the DMV. So today, we want to take time to honor. Hold on, call back. We want to take time to honor the life.
Okay.
Already?
I'm not mad at that. Okay.
We're not mad at that at all, okay?
We didn't say hey yet.
For real, okay?
Got you.
Call back after this, okay? We want to take time to honor the life and legacy of Kobe Bryant. I want to respect the life of his daughter, Gigi, and the 7 others who were on that tragic crash as well. As a community, it's important for us to protect the legacy of our greats. We must control the narrative. He was a father. Hold on. He was a father. Don't be disrespectful, because I will block your ass. He was a father, a husband, an entrepreneur, a philanthropist, smart businessman, and an elite athlete, and a huge inspiration to so many in our community and around the world. The number to call is 301-579-5017. Call in. If you want to call, callers, here's your opportunity.
Now you can call back.
Now you can call. But
It wasn't
while
even
we
no
wait for
foreplay.
that
Just
call,
went straight to take her pants off.
for
God.
real.
God,
For real.
Now you just came out the bathroom, the dick was out like shit. Hey, whoa, wait.
Y'all niggas is crazy.
You gotta
But
put the tongue in the box.
Or the bed. One of the two.
while we wait for our caller to call back, where do you want to start? We are waiting for a guest, by the way. Oh, before we get started, our guest, please introduce yourself. You don't need to put fingers to you. I'll turn you up real good.
Big fame.
Okay, how y'all doing today? And thank you for having me on No Disclaimers Podcast.
You better get that shit the fuck right.
I got it. Look, I'm a fan. Relax.
All right. Okay.
I got it. Plus your shirt says it. But I go by Fame, and for the people that know me. My name is Wallace.
A brief one. Go ahead. No, continue. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and Hoffa, he invited me out because he knows I'm a Kobe fan, always has been. And yesterday was painful, devastating to be not only a fan, but just to be a human being, to grow up. I hate regardless of what you want to think about it, we all have idolized somebody, and that's somebody that I looked up to, and not just there, wanting to be Kobe in your backyard cookouts and these hoop dreams that you wish you had, but just as you grow into a man, just his mentality and how he approached life and excellence. So to see a father, and as you said, a philanthropist, and a brother, a friend, just to see somebody perish with someone that I've seen them like this since forever, him and Gigi, to see them just go with the other families, it's just it's surreal. It doesn't feel real.
Yeah.
Man, don't be modest. You a rapper. Come on, bro.
I am a rapper, but it doesn't feel real. You know what I'm saying? Just, this isn't even rap. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't feel real.
No, I feel you, but in introducing yourself, don't leave out a good part.
Okay.
He's a rapper.
Did I not introduce myself?
You
said I go by
really
Fame.
I don't know.
you went to
Right.
1/4, but I understand this is like a
Yeah, I didn't really. It's not you know what I'm saying? I
You
got
weren't trying to make
bars.
it about him.
be humble. You know what I'm saying?
I go by Fame
You
at
will rap.
Famous Hip Hop on all social media platforms. I make music. I haven't made some music in a little while, but I'm pretty good at it.
Okay.
But yeah,
I
today's
watched him
about
at a cipher, but it's
Kobe.
okay.
So-
It was just
Put
okay.
yourself out there.
You just rocked me at that cipher, but
So before we get into y'all rapping past, so
Cause Sabray's a fucking hater.
We're-
I heard that shit you was talking on fucking last episode. People only diss me when I'm not around. She never disses me to my
I defended
face.
you.
you're wild because I diss you all the time.
Got you, but
anytime I get a
it's a
chance.
different type of diss. You know what
I
I'm saying?
defended you.
Got you. I
You saw that
appreciate it.
part.
Yeah,
I
'cause she was
defended
fucking
you.
born in 2000.
8.
Anyway, so where do we start? Where do you want to start, Sean? Because this one affected so many people. This one affected everybody. This was a big one. Where do you want to start?
It's a huge loss. Well, I want to ask Fame,
What made you a Laker fan? Were you a Laker fan or were you a Kobe fan?
I was a Kobe fan.
Okay.
I was one of those kids. I was a fan of the Lakers, but I was a fan of like, just coming in that time. Just when he became a Laker, I followed him from just coming into the game from Lower Merion to where he was. Like, you know what I'm saying? I remember when he took Brandy to prom. And I remember telling myself, I'm going to take Brandy to prom. I got a crush on Brandy. You know what I'm saying? So, but I just could remember wanting to be this dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just playing basketball in my neighbor's backyard and just emulating who he was. So he's the first player. Like, we seen Jordan at his tail end, but to see Kobe walk in and walk out, it was a journey. So, I wanted to be like him as a ball player. I just chose. It was like, man, this dude is whatever. And I remember fighting people saying he was gonna be the next Jordan, like early, like he gonna be the next Jordan. Even when he was coming off the bench, when he shot them 3 air balls against Utah, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, nah, Kobe, that guy. So it was just something about his energy. He, you know what I'm saying? He was into hip hop. He knew all these languages. He was just like this cool dude. You know what I'm saying? And I think once I jumped on that wagon, I became a Laker fan. I wasn't the Laker from Kareem.
Gotcha.
I'm not even gonna lie. Like, you know what I'm saying? I probably liked Jordan and Penny and people like that, but I wasn't a Laker until Kobe stepped on the floor. I've been a Laker fan since that day.
Why did you resonate with Kobe? And the reason I asked that, because he came from a strong draft class. You think 96.
Oh, yeah, 96,
you got
yeah.
Nash. You got
AI,
AI. You got Ray
Stephon
Allen.
Marbury.
Shit, Curry Kittles.
Stojakovic.
That was a... Why did you kind of like gravitate to Kobe? What's the reason?
I mean, I think being a Jordan fan and a Penny fan and people like that, when you watched his highlights and the way he played the game, you saw like that level of passion. And don't get me wrong, just being from here, AI was my guy.
Gotcha.
But I think Kobe was more like the players I always loved. Like, I always loved that type of game.
Gotcha.
And so to see him, just to see his, and then the excitement of him coming from high school, it was like, dude, coming from high school, like,
You got to be a hell of an athlete.
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That's
So
the
I
part
think
that
that was just like, it was rare. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People make it like it's something that happens every day. It's only a few. You can name them on your hand, like Kevin Durant, LeBron James.
Katie
Tracy
did 1 year.
McGrady. No, I said not Kevin
Oh.
Durant. I didn't mean to say that. Kevin Garnett. My
Yeah.
bad. Wrong Kevin. Kevin
You have a
Garnett,
call?
Kobe,
Moses
LeBron,
Malone, Luke Williams.
Moses, Luke,
You got to be kind of
Tracy.
Jonathan Bennett. Because it
What
was
I'm
some
saying, it's just
dudes that
like,
was trash.
You don't have
Yeah.
that many, but out of those people, you got T-Mac,
You're a man amongst
Kobe,
boys.
LeBron, and who else did great? Kevin Garnett.
Yeah.
Out of that transition, like, I'm taking, you remember Kobe interview? Yeah, so I've decided I'm taking my talents straight to the NBA.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he was on campus. That wasn't what he wanted.
Yeah. The physical stature just got to be different to come straight out of high school to go straight to the league. Yo, I don't care. Even if you were a bum in the NBA, that means you were a fucking animal in high school.
Exactly.
You know
I
what I'm
think that
saying?
kind of made him like a little relatable to people,
It-
especially
that's
the
what it
guys who
was.
never went to school.
It was
So
just-
you got all these dudes that hoop out here who never went to school, and to see him do that, it's like, wow. I think that kind of resonated with people. And then he was a beast. Like,
Yeah. Caller? Do we have a caller right now? Okay.
Yes, I'm here.
Hi, this is No Disclaimers Podcast. Who are we speaking with and where are you from?
My name is Chris O'Paranosier. I'm from Pittsburgh, PA.
What's up, Chris?
What's up, Chris?
What's on your mind right now?
I mean, of course, the whole Kobe situation is crazy. I feel like I've been trying to keep things up and up as far as watching my son, figuring out how to be a black father in this society, honestly. But no, to be honest with you, I was scrolling through my Instagram. I saw, call in right now to touch up on the podcast. So I really just wanted to listen in and see what was going on.
No, we appreciate you calling, man. We
Definitely
was
do
trying to get that
appreciate
intro out the way, though. But we definitely appreciate the love and we appreciate the call, man. And just, I don't know, this is just such a somber time for us all. So I hope that you are able to deal with it like the rest of us. You feel me?
Of
Thank you.
course, I appreciate it.
Thank you for the call. I hope that you do call back. All right.
Excellent.
So we have another guest, another special guest. All right. Better late than never, but never late is better. What is your name and where are you from? And mind you, you don't have to bring the mic to you. This is going to pick up you both.
Gotcha.
My name is Ruck. I'm from VA.
Okay, that's what's up.
Alexandria.
Okay. Put the V and DMV. That's what's
Main
up.
Street player.
Main Street to be exact.
Don't come on here being
Trying to
humble.
be exact.
Hey, come on, Gunner.
No,
Don't come on here
seriously,
don't come in here being
Ruck
humble.
has to be like the biggest Laker Kobe fan I've ever seen in my life. Like, in all honesty, like I don't think I've ever seen that level of fanhood from any, even the ones who feel like they up there. Like, it's never been like on the same, like that guy. Oh my God.
No, I really thought of 4 people. I thought of Fame. I thought of Ruck. I thought of my man Sock, and I thought of my man Ant. Like talking about, like, I'm a Kobe fan, but these niggas are Kobe fans. Like,
Kobe.
So I want to ask you something right before, but before that, I just want to let people know I was not necessarily a Kobe fan. I didn't really follow him like that, but I respect black men and the great black men in general, and like them leaving a legacy behind and being great at whatever it is that they do. So you, as a big Kobe Laker fan, like, let us know, what legacy does Kobe leave behind to you, in your opinion?
That's a good question.
Off the court, on the court, whichever.
It's only one word to really describe Kobe, and it's like relentless. You know, like, he's gonna be great at whatever he does. He's just one of those people. He could, whatever it was he wanted to do, he was gonna be great at it. And you could see it even after basketball with the stuff he was doing. You know what I'm saying? He said he'll wake up in the morning, 4 a.m, if he got an idea, he hurry up and go write it. You know, that's just different. You know what I'm saying? That's really like a level of dedication that goes way beyond basketball. You feel me? And like, obviously, I ain't never make it to the NBA, nothing like that. But that's just something that you see, and you be like, this man, he's rich. He don't have to do this. You know what I'm saying? He's established. So if he wake up every day at 4 a.m, trying to figure whatever it is out, why can't I, and why can't you? You feel what I'm saying? He's rich. So that's the way I look at it.
he don't never got to do another thing a day in his
never
life.
had to do another. He's a made man in LA at that.
Yeah.
You feel
So-
what I'm saying? Like,
I feel like everyone in the world knows what happened. They know about the incident. They know about the crash and all of that. I just want to know, like, what were some of y'all, like, first reactions when y'all heard the news? Because we were all doing different things, and things like when shit like this happens, you remember exactly where you was at, exactly what you was doing. Like, you know, it's something that I feel like the whole world felt at the same time. So, what were some of y'all, like, first reactions other than the obvious?
I want to
like,
know where y'all were at.
Yeah.
Because I remember where I was at 9/11. I remember I was when Nip died, when Pac died. Like,
Yeah.
yesterday, I was like, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah.
This shit crazy.
Actually, my boy G, Lil G, Nick, and all of them, PG, they had a charity event yesterday for the homeless. So I was running late to try to make it to this event. And
Stamp
as I'm
ENT.
leaving out the house, about to go to my car, just get a couple text messages from a niece.
Yeah.
Kay like, yo, Nip, he like, not Nip, he like, Kobe just died in a helicopter crash. And I just stopped, like, in the middle of the street, like, this is a lie. This can't be real. I didn't even go on my phone to confirm, because I'm like, he's not going to send that to a text message if he didn't already, like, if it wasn't from a source that. So, I just, like, my heart just, like, sunk down into my stomach a little bit, and I'm just like, I remember just responding with, like, all these heartbroken emojis, and I'm just like, this can't be real. So, I'm sitting there, I'm sitting there, I'm like, I just called my girl, I'm like, boo, Kobe just died. She's like, what? I'm like, yeah, he died in a helicopter crash. I don't really know how to feel about it. But yeah, I'm gonna call you back. Yeah. And then I'm on my way, and then from there, everybody just start calling my phone. You know what I'm saying? There's people who know you over time, because you don't become a sports fan because you think somebody's gonna die one day. No, we literally chose. Like I rode with Kobe through the highs, the lows, whatever. So everybody just all of a sudden started calling my phone, and I didn't feel special for that, but it was a real thing. When you're a fan of somebody, people just know it. So everybody I talk to, I'm just like, dog, I just don't even know what to feel about this. I don't want to get online. I don't want to do anything. I'm on the way to this event. I need to pick up, some stuff
Sean,
for the homeless people. And then,
what about you? Where were you at? What was you doing?
Shit, yo, it was so crazy. I was driving. I was talking to my man Killer, and we were just talking about things that was going on, like in our lives. Just checking up on each other. I've made a conscious effort to reach out to my man and just ask him, like, yo, how your headspace? How you doing? So he said, yo, Kobe died. I said, nigga, stop bullshitting. You know what I'm saying? He said, nah, my man just sent me this link. Kobe died. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna call you back. Cause now I gotta go see. I gotta Google which come. So I see TMZ, and TMZ, I hate TMZ, but usually they are accurate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but then I put it in Google, and the only thing that was coming up was like LeBron, his post on IG. I'm like, yeah, this shit not true. And then like back to back, you just start hearing like posts and shit. So like I'm literally like on 495, and I pulled over, and like I wanted to cry, but I couldn't cry. But I'm like, nah, Kobe ain't fucking die.
Yeah.
Like I know death is inevitable. We're going to face death. You know what I mean? It's not something that you can escape. It's not you can run from. But you're just used to like seeing the greats live to their 80 or like 90. You don't see too many sports greats die like super early.
41.
You know what I mean? You see, you still got Jordan, you still got Gretzky, you still got Ali, you still got like Barry Bonds. So it's like, yo, it bothers me because you always like on social media, people are like, oh, we getting old and this and that. But then when Kobe passed away, like, oh, he was so young. Like, I know life is short, but we got a lot of time left, and Kobe was just a likable person. And I think I always liked Kobe. I think he was to the point, maybe an acquired taste for people, but I think after, like, he, like, retired, he kind of just, like, loosened up.
Yeah.
That wasn't his temperament because
did.
he was such a warrior. Like, I fuck with Kobe because I'm a competitor. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I'm not Kobe, but I take everything. Y'all see me at game night. Everybody like, yo, why this nigga taking this shit? I don't want to lose. Like, I'm 34. When I go out play, like, regular basketball, like, I'm counting my wins. Yeah, I hit 9 wins. You know what I'm saying? Today. So, yo, I pulled over and I was like, this can't be life. This can't be life. Exit 13.
Yeah, I was in Atlanta on my way to the mall. And ain't nobody, the thing was, ain't nobody write me. I'm on IG just skipping through the stories. And I see my man, he was like, tell me this Kobe shit ain't true. That he dead. I said, what? So I did the same thing. So I didn't even say nothing. I went on my phone, I went on the job, saw TMZ. I'm like, man, maybe it's a false report because it wasn't no other reports. And then as I'm scrolling, I'm scrolling for like, at this point, for like 30 minutes. Then when I started to see like more details, and then it's like legit a helicopter crash in Calabasas, I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Bro, I didn't speak for like 3 hours. I was with my 2 men. I didn't say a word for like 3 hours. I couldn't even, when they in the mall, I just like, I'm trying to figure out, is this real? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then even when I like confirmed it was real, it still wasn't real for me. You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, that's just something like, I'm fully aware that everybody dies, and I'm fully aware that I could walk out here tonight.
We're not going to speak that, but I feel you. Yeah,
I'm just saying it could happen. So I'm like, but that to me just wasn't supposed to happen. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Not Kobe.
Yeah,
Especially when you heard, and I'm not, Kobe's death is extremely sad. But then we didn't know that his daughter was in a helicopter. So he was like, God damn, 13? Yeah. Like,
Yeah,
what the fuck?
I was
like,
in denial about the
you
whole
haven't,
thing.
Yeah.
You haven't lived any life like a 13. You haven't went to prom. You haven't driven a car. Like, you got so much life ahead of you.
And
so
the thing about it for me was, it's so tragic though. Like, you just know they didn't have a chance. Something like that, you don't even have a chance.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Like a helicopter hit a mountain.
And you just know it.
Yeah.
You just know it. And it's just like you have to just
like,
know that you're going down and you're probably not coming out of this. And that's just, I can imagine how
and
that
that's
feels.
the shit, that's what made me feel so bad. I'm just like, damn. Like, you know what I'm saying? And what they was doing was routine for them.
Oh, yeah.
A 15-minute helicopter ride.
Yeah, he talked about that too. I was at home.
But didn't hear they was circling around for like
because of the
fog, and they wanted to go back,
Yeah.
but he got cleared to keep going.
And
But I was at home. And I was just chilling on the couch, and I don't know what I was watching, but you watching TV, kind of scroll the timeline, watch TV, scroll the timeline, and I saw Sonny post the screenshot from TMZ, and people were like, "Is that real?" And I was like, bullshit. So I went and Googled it, of course. No other news outlet was saying it. I was like, ain't nobody else confirming that I'm not sold. So I just left it at that. Kept on scrolling, and then it's like as time progressed, it started to become like more and more people, but then people were just throwing all kinds of salt into it. So I'm just like, nah, I'm not sold. Like people threw Rick Fox in there, like, oh, Rick Fox was on the helicopter. And so I Googled that, didn't see nothing for that. I was like, all right, y'all just full of shit now. And then it just like, once I saw like real news outlets, because people were like, till I see ESPN say it, I'm not believing it. Then when I started to see real news outlets say it, I'm just like, whoa. Then it's like I searched it, and everything popped up. It's like in a blink of an eye, it was just rapid fire. All these news outlets were reporting it, and I'm like, what? And then someone said it was all of his kids. I'm like, bullshit. And then to find out that it was any of them, it was just like,
yeah. I was literally waiting for it to be like, oh, such and such news outlet is under scrutiny for lying about Kobe's death, because they do that sometimes. Like they'll put out an article saying such and such died, or such and such died today, or whatever, and then it'd be like they would tweet themselves like, nigga, I'm alive. Like, what the fuck is they talking about? So I think a lot of people are definitely in disbelief. But something that I noticed when Juice WRLD passed away was like, I really felt that. You know what I mean? Like, even though you don't know someone personally, with someone that, he was young, 21 or something like that. So this one was no different. And I don't know if I could put it to, I'm not going to say, okay, impact, it's different as far as, it wasn't different as far as I don't know them, but I felt something from their passing. This one, of course, was both were tragic, but I'm just saying, like, it's something to it where you can really feel the death or the emotions behind and grieve a person that you do not know personally.
Well, there's an influential figures. So, they've been, it's like you don't know them, but they've been a part of your life for so long because you've watched them, not like literally within your life, but you watched them for so long. Like, come on, I remember when Kobe got drafted.
Yeah, exactly.
I was 9, going on 10 years old when Kobe got drafted. I'll never forget that shit. Like, it's just like, these key people in your progression in life that these highlights. So when you see these certain people, Michael Jackson, stuff like that, it's like these are people who were like integral, Whitney Houston, integral in your life, and you know what I'm saying, when they pass, you didn't know them personally, but you feel connected to them through their art.
But even when you're not, though, that's what I'm saying. I'm speaking to even if you're not connected, because I wasn't a Kobe fan, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't follow his career like that, but I felt something, and I think that it's okay and it's normal for people.
Elite black person, and that's in you. That's in you.
And no disrespect to Juice WRLD and his
I don't want to compare the impact.
You don't have to.
Okay. All right.
It's totally different. Totally different.
Well, I think she just cited it as something,
as
someone that she
example.
didn't know.
As an example.
And she felt that. I felt it because my daughter was a fan of his. She cried her eyes out when Juice WRLD died. I felt for her because I didn't listen to him, but she did.
I understand that. I didn't. Like, I literally... Okay. Yo,
but no,
we really watched Kobe play his whole career.
All 20
like, his whole fucking... From 96, you got to think... Imagine someone, whatever job you do, you're doing for 20 years, and someone like, we were raised up on Kobe. Like, we've seen him go through, I'm not going to mention, the bad times, but the bad...
Kobe when we make trash can bags.
It's totally different. Like, because honestly, I never really cared for Jordan. I didn't like Jordan as a person. I know he was a great athlete, but Kobe to me was the best basketball player like ever. He was invincible. When you hear stories of it from his peers, they were saying like he was fucking animal. It's consistent. He was a gym rat. No matter which basketball player that you ask, they get us. Even Jordan respects him because when they ask Jordan about LeBron, he's really vague and kind of.
No, he said he believed that LeBron was the most dominant at that time. Yeah. But he don't really big up. Look, he talks about Kobe with the utmost respect.
That's because that's the competitive fire, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, LeBron, great as he is, I wouldn't call him the ultimate competitor. You know what I'm saying? Because he's willing to get on the stack team and do it. Now, I'm not even judging that. I'm just saying. But from a Jordan standpoint, and guys like that, they look at stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, is he one of the greats? Of course he is. But when you start dissecting like they would, you know what I'm saying? It's like, but it's something missing for me. And it's that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's shaking like LeBron's a nice guy. He seems like a great guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, we learned over time that Kobe is also that kind of guy, but it wasn't why he was suiting up in that jersey. You
Yeah,
would have
that
never
wasn't
known.
okay.
He didn't want to be
Not on that fucking
friend.
court.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, and like you said, a lot of people didn't like him for that, but he didn't care. You know what I'm saying?
When he
had
was
one-
in his zone. He just didn't.
Yeah,
really
he
care
had
about
one.
it.
He'll make, like he said, I'll make friends. Like I'll meet friends, not with this. You know what I'm saying? And he made all his friends later in life. And they all respect him, and you seen it. You know what I'm saying? But for me, like I've been a Kobe fan since I was 9. You know what I'm saying? And I just felt so connected because when I first started playing basketball, I didn't have nobody to look up to as a sports figure. My dad didn't play basketball. You know what I'm saying? My granddad didn't play basketball. So, and then I moved, my family moved to Alexandria, but I didn't know anybody around there. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when I went outside and I started making friends and they got older brothers, you know what I'm saying? Or they got older cousins all from around here, or they uncle knows such and such coach from around here. I didn't have none of that. You know what I'm saying? So from a sports perspective, I just was like, damn, he was young. You know what I'm saying? He was older than me, but he was young. And I was like, damn, like, I want to be like that.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And like you said, then you just watch him grow and you just go through the motions. And it's almost like, you know, of course I didn't meet him, but it's almost, to me, that's how I felt. Like, I really, like, this was the one dude that I saw and I idolized. Like, I'm not even crazy about celebrities. I don't get starstruck.
What do you say? What do y'all say to people who like, you don't know that man? Like, how you feel like that about somebody that you don't even know? Like, what do y'all say to
That's
people?
interesting, and the
I'm
reason
sucking
I
my
say that
dick.
is because it is people that feel that way, and I have to understand. It's certain things you got to understand. First and foremost, is African Americans, as Black people, we don't have a lot of heroes. Most of our heroes are athletes, artists. You know, we don't have like prominent Black figures that we grow up idolizing. It's normally an entertainer, an athlete of some sort. So
Especially black males.
Yeah, which I
especially
fucking
Black
hate. I
males.
fucking
So
hate that shit.
when we have somebody like that who we can look up to, it's people that didn't have dads. It's people who looked up to Kobe as just like this beacon of light of what they wanted to do. Even if they never got to their dreams and never saw them through, he was something they looked up to. So I think when you connect to something, when somebody impacts your life in that way and you grow up with them, even if they're older than you, you just kind of grow up and you watching them, and it's always this person who you can follow their whole career, all of their steps, their path, and it inspires you to be something. They literally impact your life for like more than some people you know, which is crazy. And I think the people who haven't had the experience that, they don't know how to understand it. Like,
I never got it. If a kid dies in Southeast, you can't feel sad. What's the
Yeah.
difference between?
people die off of characters on movies. You know
I
what I'm
just-
saying?
I just
they
feel like-
cry off of characters.
They
on
mad
movies.
at the nigga off the little youngin at Power.
Right, they're giving that man death threats.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm
Off
like,
of
these are
character.
fictional
Shit.
characters. So if this is somebody, this is their real life, and their life plays out like a story to you, and you watch them,
Right.
and you pattern yourself after them, and you know what I'm saying? And then somebody says, oh yeah, they're gone. It's
I just
gonna
feel
hit.
like even if you never followed a single step in his career, if you never gave a fuck about basketball or nothing, to
still
hear that
human.
a 41-year-old man and his child and 7 other people went down on a helicopter and not feel any sympathy for that, you're a sociopath.
That's a fact.
And I feel like the same people who will be like, oh, y'all out here mourning, y'all ain't know that man. Let your folks die. These be the same Bammers on the timeline coming to you for what? Complete
go-
strangers for fucking sympathy. We
Compassion.
supposed to feel for your mother when she died, and you come tell us, but
And
we
if
can't
somebody
feel
says,
for
I
some.
didn't know your mom.
Right,
or
you gonna feel
GoFundMe.
away.
For
Or
GoFundMe, yeah.
Okay.
Right, so when somebody like, I don't know your
fuck?
fucking mother, fuck your mother, then you gonna feel some type of way. But it's like, it's okay for you to do that.
Well, somebody like that, I would just say like, that's a shallow way of thinking, because you know what I'm saying. Like when you follow somebody's journey and you become, let's say, a fan, like a true fan of it, you start to find things that you relate to. See what I'm saying? It goes deeper than just I watch him play basketball. You start to find little things that you relate to, and it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like you really feel that person.
Yeah.
It's bigger than just I didn't know. I know I didn't know him in the literal sense, but that don't mean I can't feel away.
I want to give a shout out to the Dozy Reality. He said you don't have to know someone to have received their energy, love, and impact. And I agree with that.
100%.
It's a fact.
Yeah. Do y'all? Oh, he also brought up the logo. Do y'all really think they're gonna change the logo?
No.
Do I think they
Do
are?
I
No.
wish they would?
They
Yeah,
should.
but
They should.
They might.
Because if I was Jerry West, I would say,
Yo, let
I'm
me
about to die anyway. I'm not going. I mean, sir,
I mean, yeah.
you know what I'm
If we
saying?
really gonna take it to the level of what that represents at that point, no. It's not.
Yeah, they not going to do it.
Oh,
But
they're not gonna
Not
do
gonna
it.
let
You don't
that.
think? Why don't y'all think that? So y'all would know way more than me, okay? But why do y'all
They're not
think?
gonna do it
you know why.
because-
If-
Yeah.
you know
Yeah,
why.
exactly. We don't even gotta get that
You
deep.
don't
It's
have.
just
You don't
too-
have to
Yeah.
play sports
Yeah,
or follow
we can
sports.
know
You
that,
know
that
why.
Jordan
Exactly. That's
could have
why-
been replaced on that
Yeah,
logo.
that's
True.
why.
If you wanted
that's
to
why
go
I
off
said,
of great players,
Anybody
like-
who follows sports knows at this point, Jerry West shouldn't be the logo.
No.
But everybody
No
just
one
accept
even
it because
dribbles
you're
like
used
that
to
anymore.
it.
Who dribbles
You know
like
what I'm
that
saying?
anymore?
You're used to it and you just know what it is. But
Yeah.
if you go down, when you name your top 10 greatest,
His name-
you don't even name Jerry West.
He's not a top. Jerry West is not a top 5 shooting guard.
That's what I'm saying.
Or,
That's what
or
I'm
is
saying.
am I
I mean, I didn't see him, but if I name
ain't
my
have to
top,
see this.
if I name my top 5,
Wade, Kobe, Jordan, Ray Allen,
Iverson.
AI?
Yeah,
We could have
Jerry West not doing nothing with none of them
Yeah,
niggas.
I-
Duncan logo over that.
Yeah. You know, and like it's a lot. I agree. It's a lot. It's a lot of different directions you can go with the logo, but then they're not gonna change it.
I don't think so.
They're not
But
gonna
what do you
change
guys think about T-Mac saying that that Kobe told him that he wanted to die young?
It was an excerpt.
I believe he
I
said
looked
it.
at the whole video.
Okay.
It was just that they play in that clip for shock value. So while everyone knows that I believe in, any of my friends know that I'm big on speaking life, right? And your words. Any artist, any person who's been influential, who I've seen perish early, than we expected them to go. When I can find something where I'm like, God damn, why are you talking like that? You know what I'm saying? And so at that point, he did. He said when they were teens, when they came in, because you got to understand, T-Mac came in a year after him,
Right.
fresh out of high school. Kobe was a peer, so he looked up to him, and they were friends. So he was struggling because Kobe always had a championship mentality, so he wasn't worried about. People felt like he was only worried about stats. No, Kobe was worried about a championship. T-Mac was worried about a scoring title. He admitted this. So he said it in the interview. He said Kobe would tell him, y'all, he wanted to die young. He just wanted to, you all heard it.
Right, past Jordan and
But that was before kids.
Yeah.
That was before marriage. That was before everything.
Yeah.
But sometimes I feel like when you constantly put that energy out there, I don't know if you could take it back. I don't
Right,
know
you
how it works.
manifest
You know what I'm
it.
saying? You manifest that. We can't say when it's going to happen or how it happens. You asked for this. No, the same way you said you wanted to be the greatest player in the world. These are words that you put out. You know what I'm saying? And you don't decide when it comes back to you in that way. Even if you say, "Oh no, I changed my mind." I don't know if he later came back and said, "Hey, what I said to
That's
T-Mac years ago, I want to take
That's a
that
good
back."
point.
I agree.
It's
But
definitely
that's
power
deep.
in
That
which
might
no
be
no
deeper
no
than
And
where
then
they
you look
want to
at
go.
when it
no for
happened.
real. That's why I
You know
didn't
what
let
I'm
him
saying?
say what he was about to say because I
It
believe
didn't
that.
happen when he was playing. If you look
Yeah.
at when and how it happened, you know
He
what I'm saying?
didn't- that wasn't-
like you got a chance to see him crossing over into the next
And
stage
he
in
was
his
ready.
life, and it's funny because whenever they would ask him, he was completely done with the NBA, and everybody who
done.
when you watched him play, you would have never thought that when Kobe was done, he would be done. You know what I'm saying? But I think because he literally gave everything he had, and I think he literally walked away with no regrets, and that's why it was so easy for him to move on and focus
Yeah.
on the next step in his life.
I never seen him take an off game.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I think
Did y'all read AI post?
Which one?
When AI was like, when he came, they was playing at the Lakers. Philly was playing the Lakers the first time. Kobe and they went out to dinner, and Kobe asked him what he was doing. He's like, "I'm going to the club."
Oh yeah,
And
that's what I was gonna bring up earlier.
And then Kobe
yeah.
was like, he said, "I'm going to
"I'm
the
going
gym."
to practice. I'm going to gym."
That
I'm going to the
shows
gym.
you right there. And I love
Yeah.
so AI is my favorite player of all time.
Yeah.
Kobe's better than AI, but that shows you like AI was like he was a different type
different.
since the beginning from
They
the
was-
jump.
they
This is
was
not
young guys
this is
when he
not
said
something
that.
that,
Yeah.
like later on in life like I'm becoming a work animal. He's been that way.
I mean, even on the smaller scale, like Keith Bogans is from around my way. You know what I'm saying? So when he's come back around the way, we chop it up. You know what I'm saying? So one day I'm like, Bogey, tell the truth. Who's the hardest person you had to guard? At this point, he played against LeBron and all these
Yeah.
dudes. And he was like, Kobe. And you know what I'm saying? I was like, why though? And he was like, man, this man tries to embarrass you every time down the court, and it's not a joke. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was like, seriously, like you got to play defense every time down in the literal sense, and he'll keep calling for the ball, and he'll just keep shooting it. You know what I'm saying? Like he was like, nah, that man's really different.
I know that we could talk for days on Kobe and like the legacy that he left, but to I guess almost move on from this. Last episode you weren't here, Sean, but we were talking about grieving and how important it is to do and how people grieve in different ways. So I know we've all lost people that we're close to. How do y'all deal with that? And then how do y'all deal with something like this?
You know,
I'd say essentially the same way.
How about
To
to
be
say
honest,
Yeah.
basically,
Is it? It's the
you
same.
really go
To
through
me,
the
it's the
motions the
same.
same way.
Yeah.
I just feel like for me, I have to the way my energy is set up. I'm not really, I will really sink into a very dark place if I allow myself to go there. So I kind of have to like focus on the positive aspects of things. Like the silver lining in something like this is that, you know, you transcend it. You never have to suffer again. You know what I'm saying? You never have to feel pain again. You never have to go through, you know what I'm saying? We the ones that's kind of still, you know what I'm saying, dealing with the bullshit. He's beyond that now. And that's the kind of the angle. And it sounds cliche sometimes.
No,
but
but
that's
it's
just
real.
the reality of the situation is you have to look at it from an aspect of, you know what, at the end of the day, there's a saying that I used to say a lot. It used to be my Instagram bio, and I tell people this a lot, especially when they lose somebody. And it's unable are the love to die, for love is immortality. And when you love somebody, and especially somebody as great as him, because he's already immortalized in everything that he's accomplished
Yeah.
and everything that he's done. But when you love somebody and you care about them, they never truly die for you, because you always have, you know, these memories. You always have these mementos. You have like things that'll remind you of them, trigger songs, things that you see that'll remind you of them. And, you know, sometimes you just have to keep that memory alive. And that's
Yeah.
how you keep them alive. And I think that's the biggest fear in people when somebody passes, that eventually you'll forget them,
Yeah.
but you don't have to.
Yeah. Anybody have
Yeah, well,
anything
they
to
say
say
the
on that?
final stage of love is grief, and I really do
that's
believe
a
that.
fact.
It
You know
is.
what I'm saying? And,
Just
and
tweeted that earlier today.
because you grieve, like you feel it because you love somebody so much. You know what I'm saying? And you still love them. That's why you feel the way you feel. You know what I'm saying? And so, like anytime I knew somebody that was grieving, I always tell them like, I'll never tell you how long to grieve, and I'll never tell you how to grieve. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say you should get over it in a year or 2 or 3, because everything is different. Like, even if somebody lost a parent, some people lose a parent and they can be okay in 2 years.
Yeah.
Some people can lose a parent and they might never fully be okay. You know what I'm saying? So I'll never tell anyone how they should.
How do
they should
you?
grieve.
How do you handle it?
I gotta stay busy. I can't.
That's not. Come, we know that ain't it.
No, I do. I'm not joking. Even yesterday, I had to stay busy. Like, I went out. We sat in the hotel for a little bit, and I swear on everything I love, I told my man, I said, you got to get up. I can't sit in here like this.
Yeah, I
because
feel that.
I got too much idle time in my mind. You know what I'm saying? So then we went out and we drunk. And then this morning, I mean, I literally drunk probably till I fell asleep. When I came back in the room, I woke up this morning, got on the plane, and I had idle time. You know what I'm saying? So I started shedding tears. I started thinking about it. I didn't like that. Got back off the plane. I had to go to a meeting for my another job immediately. Like, I literally I barely stopped to eat today.
It's like, I have to say this. I don't want to. I am going to sound like very hypocritical right now, because I just agree that you can't tell nobody how to grieve. But at the same time, if you don't deal with it and you just stay busy, doesn't that like push it off? I'm asking.
How you
I
deal
mean,
with it?
You'll
There's
never.
no-
You'll never
Deal with the emotion. He said he was dealing with the emotion
thing
because
is,
he was alone with his thoughts. But then he was like, okay, let me go do something.
You can't escape your mind, but you can trick it a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying? It's just like, if I'm doing this, I know it happened. I'm still sad, but I'm saying, I'm like what she said. Like, if you sit around too long, you can be in a dark place.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
and
true.
because you're just sitting and you're just thinking and you sad. You
Yeah.
know, so to me, if I stay busy, I don't have as much time to focus on it.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, obviously, when I go home at night and I lay down again, it hits me again.
Yeah.
And I'm sad all over again. And
But that beats doing that all day, though.
Yeah, but it beats all day. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, even yesterday, I was out with my man, and I wasn't trying to talk about it too much because I didn't want to ruin, what everybody had going on. But he just looked at me and he just tapped me. He's like, "It's okay, bro. Like, we still here. You still doing what you need to do." You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, "You're right." You know what I'm saying? He just like, "We still here." And I just like, okay. You know what I'm saying? That's like, oh, my bad. But sometimes that's what you need to hear, though. You need somebody to just, tell you little stuff like that. Like, and to me, it helped a little bit, at least for the time being. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, to me, that's how I agree. I gotta keep moving. I gotta stay busy.
Yeah. How do you deal with it, Sean?
I'm
And
with
also-
I'm with Russ.
Same.
I mean, like I'm gonna cry it out. I remember when my granddaddy passed. I got the call. My mother don't never call me. She just always texts me talking about why you ain't never called me. But I answered the phone at work, and then I just like dropped to my like knees. And then like I remember me and my sister, we weren't talking at the time. We ain't talking about like 8 months. My supervisor actually, I couldn't drive, drove me all the way from Hanover to Clinton. And the first thing I did, I hugged my sister, and I cried like for like a week straight. You know what I mean? And then I was just crying.
Yeah.
And I love music, and I know people like my favorite time is being by myself, like in the car, just vibing out, listening to music. I don't like when people call me when I'm listening to music. Like everybody know when I'm on my way home from work, I'm listening to music. You know what I'm saying?
Unless I call.
Yes, I fucking hate when you call me. So but like I listen to songs. Like I know people want to listen to happy songs. I listen to sad songs. I'm not in a happy mood. I want to feel sad. I need
You're
that time
glutton
to
for
feel
punishment.
To deal,
To-
or
to-
to just to let it out, deal
to
with
feel
it.
sad. I need to hear music that resonates with the feeling that I'm feeling. I need to know that other people. What's so fucked up? Sometimes when I'm fucked up, I need to hear that other people are fucked up.
Because it makes you feel like you're not alone.
It makes me, and I don't want bad things to happen to other people. I don't want them to go through that. But it says, you're not the only one that's dealing with shit. Like, you ever hear about, like, you might see, like, a couple that's always posting on IG, and then you find out some shit happens. You don't want bad thing to happen. You're like, oh, I thought they was good.
Oh, you are human.
Oh, you going through the same shit that I'm going through. Oh, at work, you having financial you're going through the same thing that I'm going through. So I mean, it's hard. Like but I definitely cried out. I'm a crier. When I feel sad, I'm a crier. I'm not a macho man. I can't hold it in. You know what I mean? But after that, I usually like kind of like I talk to my grandfather. I go to his gravesite. When I want to talk to him, I go see my grandmommy. I talk because that's all she talks about. He's been gone. There hasn't been a single day that I see my grandmommy and she doesn't bring him up.
Yeah.
So I talk about him. That's how I deal with it.
I just for the people out there, like I said, we've all dealt with like serious losses. We've all dealt with that type of stuff, whether it's close to us or something like a Kobe situation. And I do think that it is important to like go through the emotions, to deal with the emotions, not use drugs or alcohol to mask the pain, because a lot of habits are developed like that. But of course, it's easier said than done. But and to know that it's okay. But it's okay if it doesn't get better for a while. It's okay. Like it's okay if you never get over it.
Yeah, there's no time
it's
frame
okay.
on you being, over it. Like my aunt passed 2 summers ago last year. She passed in 2017, and she's probably like the closest thing to a parent that I could lose without losing a parent. And to this day, I'm still fucked up about it. Like it doesn't sit well with me. But what I used to do when she first died, and it sounds weird, but I wasn't the only one doing it. My siblings were doing it too. I found out. I used to call her number and listen to her voicemail, outgoing message, just for as long as I could, until it wasn't in service anymore. And I found out that I wasn't the only one doing it. Like my siblings were doing it too, so it wasn't just me. But we were so bonded to her that sometimes I just needed to hear her voice. Like she had that kind of voice that was always so upbeat and positive that when you hear her, you just automatically smile. And it's just like, so when I used to hear it, that used to kind of like cheer me up sometimes, even though I knew she was gone. I used to just hear it, and it just to give me that same energy that I used to get whenever I used to hear her voice in real life. So, I mean, you do weird things when you going through it, but
So there's something that I want to say that I know that Sean, you might be like, why the fuck you had to say that? But I don't give a fuck. Okay, I should have unlimited white supremacists on this episode to describe the extreme, hateful, dickhead media that's been like celebrating this tragedy.
we don't entertain that shit.
I'm not calling nobody by name, but I'm just saying it is important for us to control the narrative when it comes to our people.
You gotta tell people suck your dick and keep it moving, because the people do that. People love to wait till somebody die to talk shit. Like, sweetie, you had their whole life to get your fucking issue off, and you want to wait till he died to be like, oh, but he was a rapist. But despite It's like you love that headline, but you hate the details of that
Yeah.
case.
Details of
Hate the
Absolutely.
details of the case,
I'm
but
not-
it's like
show
I'm not gonna keep
something.
It's
spelling
been like that.
You don't spell shit out that to somebody who's trying to be willfully ignorant.
I don't watch TV, and I got off Twitter, which is my number one source of news. So I'll be out of it. So it's been like hate.
Oh, it's been hella,
Yeah.
hella.
I haven't- okay.
White people just been. Wasn't Kobe a fucking rapist? Who the fuck cares? Like wild shit like that.
Actually,
and
no,
it's
he wasn't.
He was
After-
never
exactly.
convicted. He was never
And when they
Oh, let's talk
when
about
they
the details.
when they really
Forget the
went into
conviction.
details of
Let's talk about the DNA. The other man's semen that was found in her after the alleged rape.
Don't talk over each other. One at a time, y'all. One at a
We
time.
know what it was. We don't even have to go in there. I don't even want to go into
After
that.
a while, you stop fighting that battle. You just
At
be
the
like,
end
y'all
of
some
the day-
dickheads.
And why don't people understand it's honor and death? We don't talk about none of that.
Yeah.
You
The
talk
other
about
shit-
honorable people, though. We're some of the most honorable people and compassionate people.
But if you're gonna bring up the real. Don't bring up no bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Don't bring up no stuff that has already been resolved years
Right.
ago. Don't try to dig this up and it's like you living I hate clickbait motherfuckers. You living off this headline, but the details of the case are there. You didn't bother to look into that or you don't want to look into that. You
wanna
just
look
want to
into
run with that narrative because you're an asshole.
But you know
sure.
somebody's gonna do it. Of
course.
Yeah.
So I just don't even pay it. No
I don't
mind.
even-
When
Someone
I
made
see
this
it,
into a race situation. Like, oh well, I don't want to say
I just
this,
don't
but
pay- I just don't pay no mind because man lost his life. Can't get it back.
Nope.
I've
know,
seen
I-
a group of young Caucasian kids do a TikTok, and they imitated the helicopter driver, Kobe
God.
and Gigi.
It's hateful shit.
And it went from and they had Kobe in the background, and then they pushed something, and then it all started shaking, and I'm like, wow.
It's some
sociopaths.
hateful shit in these fucking white supremacists.
But it ain't
people
even. You know what I
online.
say? It's not even. I saw a black woman.
She probably
tweet.
was foreign.
I saw a black. No, she was black. I saw a black woman tweet, and she was like, I wasn't gonna say this at first, but now I'm gonna say it. Basically, like she talked about wealth getting passed down and how wealth passes down from a man to a woman, and how basically like, oh, black men have to do better because his wealth is going to a non-black woman, and I'm like, and she's gonna use it to raise his black children. So what the fuck are you saying? And then someone said, so what's the pass down rule for Serena Williams? Now you don't have nothing to
Why
say.
can't people just shut the fuck up?
That part.
Right.
so
And
if you
respect
don't-
it.
Like, if say you don't like the
Respect
man,
Vanessa first and foremost.
She moved that man since she was 17 years old.
say you don't like the man, right?
Plenty of time.
What do you get off expressing those negative things? Like
Attention.
What does that do?
Attention.
They have different insecurities.
People are
Yeah.
miserable. They
You know what I'm
project
saying?
and they
I
don't want
noticed-
attention.
I noticed the people who do stuff like that, they got a deeper insecurity
Yeah.
than you could ever imagine. You know what I'm saying? And something that my man used to tell me a long time ago, it's not pertaining to this situation, but it was pertaining to something else. But he just said something like, they'll never understand until their people on that stand. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when we say free such and such, and they say, well, blah, 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 you'll never understand until it's your people understand. So them same people, they gonna want the same respects when something happens to somebody they love.
Yeah.
And if you dare disrespect even in the smallest way, you know, it's a problem. But I don't pay it no mind because you're going to have to answer to it one day in some shape, form, or fashion.
Yeah.
And you don't even want to give miserable people that your energy or that time
Yeah.
of day. You don't even want to give it to them. Kobe, you don't even want to give it to them because that's what they want. They want attention. People will say the most despicable shit to get retweets and attention and comments,
Yeah.
and that's so disgusting. It's like you're so lame in life that this is what you have to do to get noticed. It's
Yeah.
pathetic.
I hate a clout chaser because they know they're going to get reposted and retweeted. And that's the thing is when you repost it or send it,
You're spreading.
you're helping it. You're spreading
Yep.
that shit. You like Ruck said, for real, the best way, ignore that shit.
Yeah, that
Sometimes
is true.
sometimes it's hard though. Sometimes you see it and the shock value alone makes you want to pop off, and then afterwards you're mad. You're like, "Fuck, I shouldn't even say nothing."
is.
But sometimes you just want to because it's just like, "Come on, dog, this is just a level of ignorance."
But I just learned the back and forth. You just can't do it because that's
Facts.
literally what you're aiming for. Like when somebody does something like that, they literally want the
They
backlash.
look
They're
for
waiting
the
for it. As soon as you give it to them, whether it's hate mail, whether it's
want it.
whatever, they want it because you know what I'm saying. No publicity is bad publicity no more. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying. Even if it makes you look like scum.
Yeah, you down.
It's so sick. These people are
And
disgusting.
So I just want us to be able to honor that man's legacy, to remember his daughter who was 13 years old, and then the other victims that were also aboard that helicopter that morning. I can only pray for the family, his wife and his children who had to lose their father and their sister. Like, it's just beyond tragic.
And stop tagging that lady. Stop tagging her.
Please stop tagging.
People
Stop
are
tagging
doing
her.
that?
Stop tagging her because for one, it's you wanting attention and that's not cool. Stop tagging her. Vanessa made her Instagram private for a reason
Yeah,
because she
exactly.
didn't even want to be
Exactly.
involved in that shit show. You can speculate and know that, but stop tagging that lady in your post. She's suffering. She's grieving the
Yeah.
loss of her husband and her child. The last thing she needs to do is be tagged and mentioned in 100,000 fucking posts of y'all getting y'all issue off. Leave that lady
Yeah,
alone.
I agree.
You can speak on it, post about it, respect and honor the family without tagging her and making her be notified that you keep. You did it to Lauren
Yeah.
when Nip died. Like, come on, stop. No one wants to constantly get reminded, phone blowing up about this type of shit. Stop tagging
Yeah.
that lady, please.
Well, we get the 2-minute warning now, and that's been our show for the day. I mean, if anything else y'all want to say in the closing remarks before we wrap?
Let me say this real fast because Ruck can say it. This how much of a Kobe fan Ruck is. What's your daughter name?
Kobe.
That's a fucking fan.
I was
That's
waiting
why
for somebody
asked
to
him
bring
come
it
on the
up.
show. That's a fucking fan right there.
I was waiting for
Go
somebody
ahead,
to
fan.
bring it up.
Go ahead.
What a way to honor, a legend.
That's lit though. That's lit.
This episode today is brought to you by Love Checks and Balances, and you can find this anywhere books are sold. It is by Lou Black. Make sure you go check this out. And our quote for the day is, "It's the one thing you can control. You are responsible for how people remember you or don't. So don't take it lightly." Kobe Bryant. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for listening. This has been No Disclaimers Podcast. We will catch you next week. We'll see you then.